everybody, I'm back. So I'm doing this video in order to show you just what the student sample looks like of this assignment. So you'll find this in our Blackboard course. It will be under, let me just show you. Okay, let's just go back. So when you open the course, you're going to be here at announcements. Then you're going to click on assignments. You're going to go down and click on Essay 3 Annotated Bibliography Assignment. That's where you'll find everything that has to do with this particular assignment. This is where you will also find the student sample. So this is a student sample that I dug out of what students had shared with me from the past, from other semesters. And this is just one from last semester. And I didn't want to, make a really big deal about which one I picked because I really just want to let you see the format and what it looks like when you're done and when you hand it in. This one is about 5 pages in length. Yep, 5 pages exactly. It doesn't really have to be any longer than that. This is what you are doing in order to get yourself ready for Essay 4. It's going to set you up nicely for that, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to get done with all the rest of your sources and get those citations together so that you don't have to worry about that when you're actually writing the research paper. Okay, so as you can see, this person chose to use MLA format, so of course, I took the name off to protect the innocent, but I have included the heading that was here. I just changed the date, changed the name obviously, but still should have that last name page number in the top right-hand corner of each page. You should have the heading on the first page in the left, on the left-hand side in the left-hand corner. And then this person, and I prefer it this way, I tend to prefer it this way, but you can really organize it however you like. I tend to prefer it when you begin with the analysis of the conversation. I just think that it makes more sense. And then this is the first thing that I read before I'm looking at your sources. So I'm kind of getting an understanding of what you're thinking about, how you're conceptualizing the topic, all of those things that I would want to know before I start looking at the sources and maybe giving you comments and tips about that. So that's what this is, the analysis of the conversation. You're going to see quite a bit of writing here, but it's not too long. It's just about a page, really, just a little bit longer, not even a page and a half. So remember, I said this should be 1 to 2 pages. Now remember, this is a part of your grade. There's a point allotment for this to include this part of the assignment. So please do not forget to include the analysis of the conversation response as you are working on this. I also wanted to show you this. Remember, so the analysis of the conversation, this is your annotated bibliography assignment that I've handed you in class on paper, but it's also located under the assignment folder. When you click on assignments and you click on Essay 3, this is what pops up. And so remember, when I talk about the analysis of the conversation, this is what I am referring to, all those questions. If you do this well, this little exercise can serve as your introductory paragraph or paragraphs for your Essay 4 research argumentative paper. Okay, so that's why I'm having you do this, just as a reminder. Don't forget that. Don't forget this part. Okay, so now that we've looked at that, let me hide that, and let's go back to this. So this is just giving you, a general idea of how long it is and what they're talking about. And then after that, we get the annotated bibliography. So here is where we see the sources, right? This is the reference citation, and then this is the annotation for that reference citation. And then we get the second one, the reference citation, the annotation, right? The reference citation, the annotation. You're getting the gist here, right? So, and so on and so forth. And she gives me what I asked you to give me, 5 of them. Look at how she organizes the annotation. You can see here, A, B, C, D. This leaves no doubt in my mind that you're responding to each thing, each question that I asked you to respond to in the annotations. I have recommended and advised that you organize your annotations in this way. And she has followed suit and done that, and it did end up working well for her. Now, I want to show you this because I had some questions about this the last time we were in the library, and I did not get to show you this as a class, and it just kills me that I didn't get to do that. So I want to do that right now. If you're using, and I opened this up in Google Docs for a reason, if you're using Google Docs, how do you get the hanging indentation to work? So I'm going to show you that right now. So first, of course, she has done it. I'm going to remove it so you can see how it's removed. And I'm going to take this little arrow up here, and I'm just going to, oh wait, no, just kidding. I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide it here. Do you see how that moved the line? Do you see how that line jumped? And then I'm going to take this and move it back. Do you see what happened there? Okay, so this is what I want you to note about this. If you move it back, it's going to slide it back even more. So you can play with this once it's already set. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to just take some sentences, some arbitrary sentences, and we're going to pretend, okay, I need you to really pretend. We're going to pretend like this that I'm highlighting, this text I'm highlighting, we're going to pretend like that text is a reference citation. So when you type your reference citation in, it's going to do this. If I try to indent just the last two lines and leave the first one hanging out and I hit the tab key, it's going to look like that, right? It's just going to mess up. It's not going to do what it's supposed to do. So if you're wanting to create the hanging indentation, you highlight the entire reference citation, and then you're going to slide the bar over. Oh, you know what? Okay, so this is not, okay, hold on. I'm going to have to open a new document because this is clearly already stuck in the preset because she did it correctly. And so now it just doesn't want to do it. So I'm going to go to a different document. So bear with me as I do that. I will come back and then I will show you how to do that. And I also want to show that to you in Pages, and then I will reference it, give you the cross-reference for how to do this in Microsoft Word, because this is something that you need to know for your assignment. Okay, so I will be back. Thanks for tuning in, and it will be just a moment. Everybody, okay, so I'm back, and what I wanted to do was open up a new document here so that I can show you how to set this up in Google Docs. Whoops, that's my name. I don't want you to be confused. So I'm going to just set up my heading here, and I'm just going to show you how I do this. And what's the date? 19th, I believe. Is it? Yep. Okay, and then I'm going to double click up here, and then I'm going to select options, and what I want is page numbers, and so I'm going to say yes in the header. I want it on the first page, and I do want to start at 1, and I'm going to say apply. Then you're going to say your last name before it. Then I'm going to highlight all of this, and I'm going to put it, this is called right alignment. So we're aligning it to the right hand side of the page. So that's what we've got there. I'm going to double click below, and actually I'm going to double click again so that I can change the font to be what it's supposed to be. Didn't like me typing that, so I'm going to have to select it. Okay, and then I'm going to select this, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make this Times New Roman, and we need to adjust the spacing. It's got to be double spaced. Okay, so you saw that I went up here, clicked for spacing, and then double spaced. Okay, now I'm going to go down 1, and then I'm going to say, okay, well, here's my analysis of the conversation. That's my title. So I'm going to highlight that, center it, come back down, go back to left alignment on the other side of the page, use tab to indent, and say, this is the beginning. Analysis of the conversation. Great. Okay, so now we have that. Then I'm going to go down and I'm going to say, okay, annotated bibliography. And then I'm going to highlight that and put that in the center. Okay, now, great. So now let's just say we've got, I'm going to do left alignment. Let's just say we've got blah, 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 blah. Okay, and this is going to just serve as my reference citation. Actually, let's do it this way. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to do this. And like this is my reference citation. I'm going to end it with date of access. Well, actually, I don't even have to type that. I'm just going to say accessed. And let's say I accessed it today, March 19, 2020. Okay, that's how all of your citations should end. All of your reference citations for the bib should end this way. Okay, so now I want to do, if you hear that in the background, that's Santino. I'm upstairs, he's downstairs. So that's how loud a 2-year-old is, if you can hear that. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight these 3 lines, and then I'm going to use this up here in order to create the hanging indentation. And so you kind of have to play around with this just a little bit here. If you highlight the top one, so you're gonna like bring this over to the middle, right? And then you're gonna use the top bar and you're gonna drag it back. And there you go. That's your hanging indentation. That's how it should look. Although I don't know why this did not follow suit. So let's try that again. Maybe it looks weird because of these extra little things on the end. So let's try not to do that. Okay, so I'm going to select it again. I'm going to move this in. And then I'm going to drag that out. Why is this not working? Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. So I realized something. I realized that when I was showing people how to do this on a PC, it's actually different than my home computer, which is a Mac. So I'm going to show you how to do this on a PC and a Mac. So on a Mac, if you're using that, I'm going to highlight these last 2 lines, and then I'm going to select this and move this in a 1/2 inch, and that is what creates the hanging indentation for you. Easy peasy. But I'm going to undo that. What if you are using a PC? So what happens is, I know it's not going to show on the screen because I'm still on a Mac, but on a PC, this is how it works. So you select this, you move all of this over together a 1/2 inch, and then you take the first line indent. See how that comes up there? You click that bar and then you go over to the left. When you do that, it creates the hanging indentation effect, but it's not working for me on my Mac because, as I showed you, it functions a little bit differently. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's just my computer, but try both ways, and I'm pretty sure one of those 2 ways will work for you as far as how to get that hanging indentation, because that is going to be worth significant points in Essay 3. So now you know what to do. Last thing that I wanted to show you here is note how after every reference citation, which by the way, they are in alphabetical order, so please note that they're in alphabetical order, but they also have included the link, which you can do. Some sources will say, oh, you can include the DOI. No, I want the link so that if I want to look at the source, I can click on it. So make sure that you include the link. It doesn't have to be active. I'm not going to grade you on whether it's an active link or not, as long as the link is there, as long as I can copy paste it into my browser, and it will take me there. The only other thing I want to note is the access date is located at the end of each and every one of these citations, and it should be. And I think if you just follow all of those guidelines and the things that I've shown you today, then you should be able to be well prepared in order to format your annotated bib. Just don't forget the alphabetical order. That's something people tend to forget as far as their reference citations. Otherwise, I will see you soon. One last note about the alphabetical order. If you have if you don't have an author to associate with the title, then just use the title itself. So for example, if this wasn't Sheldon Guerin and this were the title and that's all you would have, then that's what you would use in order to alphabetize, okay? I think that's about it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.